Hey y'all, it's Nikki. Welcome to another episode of the WERKin Mommas podcast. I believe that this is episode 10. I have I'm just double checking to make sure. I think the last one I did was episode 9.5, talking about career moves and all that good stuff. But I took a little bit of a hiatus because there's a lot going on. This might actually be episode 9. It might be episode 9, but I just wanted to welcome y'all to this episode today. This is, in fact, episode 9 of the WERKin Mommas podcast. And today, I'm actually going to talk about the WERKin Mommas. And for those of you who may not know about the WERKin Mommas, which is the essential concierge service for busy moms, and actually a company that I founded that I named this podcast after. So far, the episodes have been to inform and educate business owners, freelancers, the cubicle nation, working in corporate America, probably have some side hustles. And I've sprinkled in some aspects of motherhood into most of those episodes. But this episode today, which I could call it the introductory episode, is all about the WERKin Mommas. The WERKin Mommas is my baby. It's my third baby. It's near and dear to me. And the main objective why I created it was to make life easier for busy working moms. Mamas who work outside the home, moms who work at home, and maybe their spouses go to work. And of course, for the mamas who are doing all of the above. When you think about all of the things that a mama has to do, all the things we have to handle, right? The errands, the grocery shopping, the cooking, the meal prep, watching the baby for a few hours so mom can get some work done or have a meeting if she works from home without a baby crying in the background. Those last minute Target runs, the meal planning, the couponing, anything that our mamas need done that they don't have the time or the desire to do themselves is what we do. So we're moms. We consistently have a lot going on. This whole work-life balance stigma, which really needs to just be expelled from the English language because it does not exist. It's constantly a question these days. We as moms are taking on more responsibility. Some of us are the breadwinners. Some of us are going to school, starting businesses, and taking care of our children. So nobody needs help more than a busy mama. And that is our goal, to make life easier for us working moms. So let me get some water. I keep smacking, and y'all know I don't edit my podcast. I just let you get it raw and unfiltered. So my drink today is just super simple, water and lemon. I need to go to the store. I cleaned out my refrigerator earlier today, and when I tell you there's nothing in there but condiments and baking soda, there's nothing in there. So I'll be at the grocery store this weekend. Anyway, so where did this even come from? How did the WERKin Mommas even come to be? After I had my daughter on Monday, September 11th, that was her original due date. Monday, September 12th, 2011, at 1:42 p.m., I was on maternity leave, and I knew that it would be a few weeks and then I'd have to go back to work. My son was 3 at the time, and I had to figure out how I would now have 2 babies, going back to work, working in corporate America, breast pump in tow, modified work schedule, taking care of my house and everything in it. I have all of these responsibilities that requires more of my time, but I have the same 24 hours. So how is all of this about to work? How is this going to happen? Some things would get done at the expense of others. Some things were half done. For example, the laundry that got washed 2 or 3 times because I forgot to put it in the dryer and it started to smell like mildew. I mean, it all felt like a whirlwind, like I was constantly running on fumes. And one day I was like, this is too much. I need help. I need another me. I'm a busy working mama. And then I was like, working mama, working mama, WERKIN mama. I know I'm not the only mom struggling with this. What if there were people who just, their only job was to make my life easier? What if I had that luxury? What if I was the catalyst to making this happen? So, no, I absolutely cannot have not now another thing on my plate. So I'm not even going to try to pursue this as a business. I got too much going on right now, and I just cannot give it the attention that it needs. So I kind of left the idea alone, but I was thinking about it every day as I'm doing things in my house. Like, yeah, somebody else could do this. Somebody else could wash the baby's clothes or do some light meal prep or watch the baby so I can go in my office and have a conference call. And as I went about my day, I would keep notes of things that if I was able to, I would have somebody do it. And it's not so much a nanny because there's more to it than that. And it's not really an assistant because, again, there's more to it than that. So I came up with a lifestyle manager, somebody who's handling one aspect of my life that I can outsource while I handle the other things that I cannot outsource, and giving me time to hang out with my kids or kick my feet up or go get a massage or stop skipping my gym workouts. So I spent a few years just brainstorming some ideas, drawing process maps, making some budgets, some revenue projections. I mean, I'm a CPA, so that's just how I'm wired. And the vision itself was that as a working mother myself, there has to be a better way. It is possible for us to have successful careers and businesses and still enjoy motherhood without feeling guilty about it. So, again, just thinking back to my maternity leave, we all say, okay, I'm going out on maternity leave. I'll be out for 6 weeks or 8 weeks if you have a C-section. And when I was planning my trip back to work, I got this call from my benefit center at my employer, and I can't even remember the rest of the conversation, but I remember when it opened and the guy was on the other end and he said, "Hey, Miss Winston, this is whoever from the benefit center, and you're coming up on your 42 days of maternity leave being over." And it just dawned on me like, wow, 6 weeks, a month and a half, 42 days is all we get to recover from pregnancy and childbirth. A process that takes, 40 weeks, 280 days, almost a year. So, in addition to adjusting to life with a new baby, we also have to acclimate to this new normal as a working mother. In the midst of figuring all that out, we find ourselves in constant chaos between our kids, our careers, our homes. And this is the reality for many women across the globe who are clocking almost 100 hours a week trying to figure this all out. And I'm sure by now y'all have all seen that article that circulated a few months ago saying that working moms work the equivalent of 2.5 jobs between our households and our careers. So, like I said, nobody needs a break more than a busy mama. The WERKin Mommas is the essential concierge service that makes life easier for stressed out moms. We're kicking this off in our own backyard in Alpharetta, Georgia, and Milton, Georgia, and the surrounding areas. Eventually, we will have a global presence where we have lifestyle managers all over the world that's taking care of our moms. So all those things that, again, you don't have time to do it or you just don't feel like doing it, whether it's cleaning your house, running some errands, just giving moms a chance to breathe. The goal, we want to transform the future of what it means to be a mother from being tired, overworked, and underappreciated to a mother who lives her life on her own terms. So, in one sentence, what do we do? What does the Working Mamas do? We give moms the gift of time. So, when you see a mom in the grocery store, she's probably wearing her work clothes and got her gym shoes on. Or when you see that mom that's at work carrying her breast pump on the way to the lactation room, or when you see that mom at football practice in the bleachers with her laptop open and she's working, just know that she is a working mama. So if you're listening to this, I invite you to learn more about how we make life less stressful for busy moms. Connect with us online at theworkinmommas.com. That's the WERKin Mommas, MOMMAS.com. And also connect with us on social. We're at WERKin Mommas, WERKIN MOMMAS, across Instagram. We are the Working Mamas on Pinterest and Twitter, but at Working Mamas on Instagram. But that's the name of this podcast because there's so much to discuss. A working mama does a lot of things. I do a lot of things. I'm a mom. My son is 11. My daughter is about to be 8 in a few weeks. I'm a CPA and I love accounting. So I like to educate entrepreneurs and business owners on how to set their business up for success from the beginning. I'm an entrepreneur, a wife, a sister, a mentor, a friend, a volunteer. And I like to share what I know and what I'm passionate about with people who need the knowledge as they work on building their businesses or having a stellar career in corporate America. I've worked in some large global matrix organizations that y'all have all heard of before. And I've also worked in private equity, startup type of environments. So I've seen a lot. I'm fully aware of what it takes to start a business. I've done that several times with my family members and starting the Working Mamas on my own. Um, I know what it takes to run a business, to revamp a business, to operate a business with no money in the bank that's barely making payroll, working full time, having side hustles, trying to establish a brand in corporate America. And I share all of this as somebody who has hired a lot of people, as somebody who has been hired a bunch of times by corporations and by clients. And I share all of this on this podcast because I want us to win. So you might listen to this podcast today where we're talking about the working mamas and the struggles of trying to be super mom and be a superstar at work. And then you can go listen to another episode about how you can take advantage of tax benefits for your business that you're trying to grow. Or if you work in corporate and you're dealing with politics or the other things that come along with working in corporate, then I share some best practices on how to deal with those because I've managed large teams. I've had some amazing managers. I've also had some pretty shitty managers. So, I just want to share my experiences. I've never been the one to fit in a box, in one box, let alone any box. And so a lot of the hesitation with me doing this podcast is, well, how do I stick with just one thing? I'm that person that when most people zig, I zag. I'm that person that's going to explore the what ifs. When I started it, it was like I can't just talk about accounting. It's not the most interesting thing. Well, to me it is, but to non-accountants and non-CPAs, it's not. So there are a ton of people who don't love accounting, but I do. And that's what people hire me for, to be the expert in that area. So I figured I'll share some tips in simple terms that non-accountants need to know about things that you can write off on your taxes for your side hustle or for your small business, or ways that you can generate cash flow for your business even when you don't have any clients. And I couldn't just talk about motherhood because, well, actually I could have, because that conversation can go on forever, but there's more to us than that. So I wanted to create a podcast that appealed and had something for everybody. So again, I want you all to know about the Working Mamas, where it came from, why it exists, and how it can help you, either as a service if you're a working mama, or the notes and the tips that I share in this podcast. Over the next few weeks and months, we're going to start putting out some meal prep tips, some recipes, some best practices to manage your time and really plan your week when it comes to all the running around that we have to do. It's football season. So for me, it's going to be waking up early, getting the kids on the bus, making my way to work, doing what I have to do at work, leaving work, picking up the kids, going to football practice, or dropping my son off at football practice, taking my daughter to cheerleading practice, trying to have something cooked the night before because we're probably going to get home late, and then we have to check book bags and baths and say hi and spend some time and read some books, and then they have to go to bed because they got to get up early the next morning. So busy time of year for me, many other moms whose kids are involved in a lot of extracurricular activities. So I want to share those things just to take some stress out of our days. So stay tuned to our website, theworkingmamas.com, and also our social media for those. We're mostly on Instagram and Pinterest. We also have a Facebook community. It's called the Working Mamas Community. So if you're a mom, please join us over there. Um, Tell your mom friends, your mom tribe about us. And my baby's home from school, so I will talk to y'all later. The perils of being a working mama. Bye.